Hello and welcome to a code walkthrough for Postgres for everybody. The code walkthrough that I'm going to be doing right now is really the install process for setting up the Deno KVAdmin. So this is really two parts. As described in the lectures, this KVAdmin is going to be a Python application that uses web services to talk to a JavaScript application running on Deno Deploy. Now I'm going to give you the JavaScript application. And so you don't have to learn too much JavaScript. You just sort of have to look at it and read it and understand it and have a really short lecture on how to do JavaScript. So the first thing you need to do is you need to make a Deno Deploy account. It's 100% free. Don't worry about it. Just go to deno.com. Now I'm already logged in, so I'm set up, but this is just a free account. And so I'm just using a free account both for my reference implementation of a couple of things that I've got going. I don't think I'll have to pay for it. The things you're going to do to this shouldn't overwhelm my traffic. And so I've got this set up, and so we'll start following the instructions. We're going to go to the Deno Deploy dashboard. In the overview section, we're going to do new playground, and it's going to create a playground for us. And what's a playground? Playground is just like a really tiny deployment. You're going to get a URL. It's called in this one, it's called LazyWolf17. And this is a URL you can, at this point, I now have a global web page called LazyWolf17 Deno Dev. I mean, I could do all kinds of cool stuff with this. But what I want you to do is I want you to install code that I am giving you. So I just selected all. I'm going to copy this code in the main.ts in the same in this same GitHub repo, the main.ts. It's just one file. So this is all JavaScript. We'll cover this later. The things that you need to work on are the things at the end. There's a cron job that I use in mine because this is also my reference implementation. If you change this cron string as described, it means that it'll clear the data only once a month rather than once every hour. Cron is a kind of a Unix concept that's also there in Deno. The other thing is this check token. Most of the rest of this, you're not going to have to change. Okay? So now we're going to save it and deploy. And so this is going to take 15 seconds or so. And it just put it out on 32 Deno servers around the world. So now this is the new version. I just upgraded this. And so you'll notice that Lazy Wolf Deno Dev doesn't say hello world in it anymore. It says 404 not found. But if you say /dump, which is one of the URLs this application handles, it dumps all the request data. So we now have a running server at LazyWolf17. Okay, and we just did that, except ours is called LazyWolf17. And we got a 404 not found. We did a dump. And it's like, there we go. Okay, and so we could look for data with KV list books to see if there's anything in the data. KV list books token, we know what the token is. It's 42, and there are no records in there. You could verify this same thing by quickly going into the KV viewer and looking at data. And by the time you're doing this UA may be changed. I mean, I don't quite understand why they don't have a way to insert the data, but all they can do is browse the data. We'll come back to this in a second. So let's go back to our Lazy Wolf playground. There's our Lazy Wolf playground. This is where we edit it. We're not going to do much to edit it right now. Okay, so we verified that, yada, yada. So now we're going to do another thing. We're going to install some code on our laptop. And so I'm going to open this in a new tab. I'm going to open this in a new tab. These are just flat files. I'm going to save this file, save page as. I'm going to have this in a CSIV desktop code folder. Save that. And then this hidden.dis.py, I'm going to save that. Except I'm also going to rename it because KVAdmin wants this to be called hidden.py. Okay, So I'm going to close these tabs because I've got these down there. Let's go into here. So if I look and I do a pwd, print working directory, ls, I got 2 files. Okay, so it told us to download these, and then it says copy hidden disk.py, and then edit this hidden file. So I'm going to edit the hidden file, and there's a Deno section to it. And instead of using my reference implementation, let's put your URL, which is without the slash. It's lazywolf17 Deno dev. Okay, so that's the instruction to copy it. And now we're going to talk to Deno KV. I don't need that tab anymore. I don't really need that tab anymore. Okay, so we'll get out of here, and I'm going to say Python 3. I'm going to Macintosh, so you could say Python KVAdmin.py. So the first thing it does is it checks to see if it can kind of ping that, using that dump. The dump doesn't take a token, so it can always check to see if the server's name is right, and it does. If it complains, you'll see it with a message like this. It'll say, unable to communicate with Deno. Sometimes it takes a while to start the Deno instance after it's been idle. You might want to access the URL in a browser, wait 30 seconds, and then restart KVAdmin. So you just go to your terminal, and you can go to this URL, which we already did, and it wakes it up. And it right now, because we're in the playground, it's alive and it's running. But sometimes if you are left it for a while, it takes a while for it to come back. That's called cold starting. And so now we are talking to your lazywolf17. Remember, this KVAdmin is kind of like phpMyAdmin or PSQL. It's a command line way to talk to these systems. So I'll just type help to see what we've got. There's a number of things. There's some samples. This works with JSON documents, and so here's just some JSON documents based on some books that we've been playing with in this course. And set and get are the store. Set/books/Hamlet. And then we can just grab some JSON. Don't grab it all, that's just one of them. Okay, so this worked. That means that we posted, we sent it with a token, we did all that stuff. So let's really go quickly here. Now let's go back to lazywolf17 and look at the KV and look at the data in the KV, and boom. Now, the lecture talks about this. The real key in KV, there's no tables, but we tend to use that first key as a table, the books table as it were, but it's really just the first key in a hierarchical key. The real key is a JavaScript array. And I just happened, for my own craziness, I treat this book/Hamlet because I got to put it on a URL and then parse it and turn it back into a JavaScript array. We'll cover all that stuff later. And so you see that we've stored something, and you have all these commands, like I can do a list of /books, which is like almost like select star from books. And so there were the books the records that had books. And so that's pretty much all I wanted to cover in this little video, and that is how to install on back to overview, how to install, let's go, where's the playground? Put it in the playground, right? How to install a bit of code, and I'll walk through all this code, and I will walk through all the KVAdmin code in separate videos. So I hope that this helps you get things started, because you probably want to install this stuff before you're walking through it, so that before you watch my walkthrough videos, so that you can actually look at the code that you're really running. Okay? Hope this helps. Cheers.